this is what happens to all humans. And when they're waking up, like, what you have to do is you have to let go of these images and stories that you tell yourself. It's all right if your body has these images and stories and imprints, but you come down to the bodily level and you go through a period of detoxing them to an extent. Like, so letting them go. But it's also like your imprint. Like, if you feel competitive, then if you're more competitive than others, then that's the way it is. You don't have to become perfectly peaceful. That's part of your uniqueness and your beauty and your diversity. But you get over this idea of what you want to be, and then you come more into what you actually are in every given moment without creating this story of you. So you're not like in this story of I'm good, and unconscious of what your body is saying or wanting. So you come down more to what the body is, and then you're not negotiating your way through the world, through the mind, through the image of self. And then when you begin to do that, that's where you disappear. And you see, like, your responses, your impulses are completely impersonal. They're coming from nothing. They're not a you, they're just impersonal responses that have apparently been conditioned through time. And whatever you are in every moment isn't yours. It's something that's come from millennia, from the very beginning of time, from all humans. It's like everything you do now is because of everything else. So if that star didn't twinkle the way it twinkles, if the rain didn't fall the way it fell, you wouldn't be you. Like, everything has to be in play, which is beautiful. So when you're seeking and when you're really unconscious of the body, you're living through this mental idea of yourself. You might not even really know what your mental idea is of yourself, but you're living in stories. And as you go down to the body contains stories, but if it didn't, it wouldn't function anymore. It has to contain stories. But they become very innocent, and you're not trying to be something with them. So you might have sadness because as a child you didn't get enough attention. So you might be sitting there and feeling that in the moment. And that's not the superego. That's just like the waves of this body. It's the same as Khaleesi's innate urge to dominate, and she learned the way to do that through her parents. So some people would say it's going from the head to the heart, and you could look at it in that way, because it's like the head is the thinking and the heart is like the heart of being. It's not really your heart, it's like the heart of everything. Because who are you? And you really pay attention to what's happening in your body. And the body does contain stories, but these are very like original stories, like core stories of you. Who are you? When you really go into sensation in itself begins to disappear, and then there's this emptiness, but yet there's everything. This beingness, this aliveness that knows itself. Yes. So when I used to hear it in the beginning, Ramesh's comment, in every given moment do exactly what you feel like doing, knowing there's nobody that does anything, I didn't really understand it. But then after years of living with Roger, like, I really got the depth of that statement. Like, often we hear teachers talk and we just don't really appreciate the depth of what's being said, because it's like your depth. Like, as you can only hear something to your depth. Like, sometimes I recommend to people like certain books or something, and it's really interesting, like hearing what stands out to them. And through time on this process, like, this isn't meaning to make better, through time, through this process, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and you can read the same book and listen to the same talks and then have completely different response to them, like 5 years later. Like, hear completely different things that are being said. Like, when I used to first listen to Eckhart Tolle, like, he was another teacher that I was very fond of, and my Buddhist friend gave to me when I was in the Buddhist group. I had this friend that kind of like kept slipping me non-duality books. In the Buddhism at that time, it was a little bit like the non-duality, and he like, and when I listened to it, I really didn't hear no self. Like, I heard presence and being present and someone being present and someone being conscious, but I really didn't hear no self. Whereas now, when I re-listen to it, I hear him saying it a lot, but I had no sense of it. And I remember when I started going to Tony, I would think, oh yeah, like Eckhart's completely talking about something different. Like, so when I went to Tony Parsons, like some more Neo-Advaita, because it was so obvious, Tony saying it, which I had to go through that stage of like this radical stuff, which I loved. And then I thought, you know, like, he never talks about it, but he does talk about it. So obvious, and you always listen to yourself, really. So you're reading the book and it's like at your particular place in time. Nice.